We're just shooting for
Good
something.
morning, all. We're just waiting for a quorum. We'll be starting momentarily.
Maybe we can start with like the minutes and the.
Chief Ivor, Bill,
Paul Barrett.
Eric Reagan.
there are 4 in the room. We have 1.
Okay, it's 10:01. Okay, let's see. First up, we have the review and vote on the draft minutes of March 13th.
Second on motion.
So can,
That's Paul and you. All in favor?
Aye.
And they're approved.
and we have 2 Cs of A votes. The first one is for 27 Union Street. It's the replacement of a 3rd floor window.
That was the fan window.
With a new larger window and replacement of the rear ground floor door.
Motion to approve. Sarah, Paul is second. All in favor?
Aye.
See this approved.
Okay, that's
We
27.
get that posted and to go to enforcement Monday.
Okay. Next up, we have 307 Warren Street. And this is for the replacement shingles over the damaged portion of the building. It was in the parking lot next to Magic Hill.
Yes.
It was damaged.
Yeah. Motion to approve. Paul and you, all in favor?
Aye.
Betsy is approved.
Okay, 307 Warren Street approved. Please, thank you. Do you want to start with continuations, Turn? Or
What's the new
we
application?
have a new application for 612 Warren
And
Street.
that's a sign?
Yes.
We
Is there
can
anyone?
sign, get that done and dusted.
Okay, is someone here to speak for 612 Warren Street, 612 Warren Street? Online, 612 Warren Street?
Gone?
No.
Okay, so let's move on.
Okay, so we have 4 continuations this morning. First up is 421 Warren Street. Our applicant and owner is here in person.
Okay,
Mr.
my understanding, Jan, is there's a request to move sign,
Yes,
as approved from one side of the building to the other.
yes,
And there's a request from us to give more complete information on materiality of the window fix.
yes.
Okay.
So, what I'm sharing right now online and for those here in person is the location of Hudson Drive.
Yes, absolutely. Good to see everyone again. The sign had been approved several months ago. I'm just going to move this sign on the sort of front fascia board to closer to the residential entrance. It's also away from any residential neighbors. So any light that is emanating from the sign, although minimal, will not be close to my neighbor.
Okay.
Isn't that where the shoe sign was?
It's closer to where the boot was, yes, yeah.
I have that motion.
And the window's just a completion of information that you've provided.
Exactly, yes.
All right, I think we're good.
Here, I'm gonna.
So,
Uh,
not the bracket though. Are you the existing bracket? They moved over?
No, part of the approval was new bracket and new sign.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is new fabricated. And the bracket will be adhered into the new structural beams. So there'll be no guide wires or anything like that. So actually a cleaner look and more secure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can we find the application complete?
Yes,
Paul and Hugh are first and second, all in favor.
Aye.
Okay,
Waive a public hearing as the city attorney prepares the CFA. Hugh and Paul, again, everybody, are there no objections? Or you're done?
Thank you.
and we will add this sheet to your application.
For the last one.
Yes, and this is the specific, we had asked for the.
I understand.
Okay. And just so you know, Commissioner Schobel has joined us.
John, welcome.
Okay.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Next up, we have 453
Keep going.
East Allen Street. Our architect is here in person. Okay, and I believe this is, oh, okay. Oh, here it is, okay. Get this online, yep, just 1 second. Okay, 453 East Allen Street. This is a continuation. This is the property we're talking about.
Project that we discussed last time was, the energy retrofit that included, window replacement, some interior installation, and a rear deck. We had some discussion, so those none of those items have kind of changed here. I think the two items that the board brought up in the first meeting were the roof replacements and stained glass window. So on the roof replacements, we heard the board's feedback, and while we did find some precedents for stainless steel metal, we did also want to explore some other options that may be more appropriate. So we have now removed that for part from this application, and we're gonna do some sampling, some budget examinations, and then come back to you in a future meeting
So
to.
it'll be a shingle roof going forward.
As we're exploring some different shingle options.
Yep.
Thinking maybe on a metal shingle or something potentially more than that, in that shingle style.
Okay.
But we'll bring that back to you when, once we explore that a little further. And then I think we also have made a suggestion here on, for the lower stained glass window, and I think
Oh.
there's a page a little further down that we can look at it. So we included some more imagery of the current stained glass windows. And the upper one here on the left, we believe is part of the original architecture. And the one on the right seems to be of a different era. It looks a little more arts and crafts, and there are some different details, a little bit of a heavier frame, so perhaps not original to the house. And I think original, what we, at the previous meeting, were replacing that with kind of more of a typical window that we had throughout the house, but would like to propose, hear the board's feedback on replacing this lower window with a clear leaded glass window that would have more of the details of the upper window. So kind of looking at some of those details and creating leaded glass windows that will carry more of that consistent historical detailing throughout the house.
So just one more second, but
Yeah.
both windows are currently there.
Both windows are currently.
The window on the left stays as it, and the arts and crafts window, you're proposing changing that to leaded glass.
A clear leaded glass window with some detailing of that upper window.
What else?
Can I ask a question, please? So your evidence is for the square or window is newer is what? Just stylistic?
Stylistically, yes, there's some different detailing. There's kind of a heavier interior frame that is behind that window. There's kind of like a metal L bracket that was installed and that is not consistent with what we're seeing in that larger window. at the top of the stair there. So we weren't able to,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that I think that's arts and crafts. It's a later window. It doesn't, stylistically, they're completely not connected. It would have been connected. And I think your proposal is very elegant. And I think what you're thinking about doing for the roof sounds interesting too. Thumbs up from me.
How much detail do we need on what will be proposed? Do we need a drawing of what the leaded glass window will look like, or is the commission comfortable with?
Is the fenestration, the opening and all that jazz, identical to, is leaded glass going into the opening where the arts and crafts windows?
yes,
And you're not changing that at all?
Correct.
And the trim boards around it, et cetera, stay in place?
yes.
So it's glass for glass?
That's
No, we're not voting on the law.
right.
Actually, what are we? We're voting
Take the
on
window out.
the window discussion we had, right? Swapping out the arts and crafts for lead. And what else?
Well, there was a bigger project. Those were just the two open areas.
Oh, I see.
Like everyone with the.
Oh, that's right. And we
So
don't.
window replacements throughout, that I think that is here.
Gotcha. All right.
And the deck on the rear, which.
And the commission had no issues with that unless for study. Okay.
It's like 1980s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go from this to this.
Do you all feel you have enough information? Brothers and sisters? Miranda? Okay. Cool. Motion to find the application complete. Anybody? Ms. William, Kara, and Paul. All in favor?
Aye.
John, we can't see you, but shout out.
Aye.
Motion to waive the public hearing and request the city attorney to prepare a C of A. Kara and you. All in favor? Do we need a roll call?
Yes.
Let's do it by roll call. You. A or nay?
Aye.
Still aye. Miranda,
Aye.
Paul,
Nay.
Kara.
I get confused by this A and A thing.
Yes or no?
Yes, I mean, I think it's good. Let's go.
So that would be an aye. Phil, aye. Jen Shovel? You said, I think you said
He said aye.
I did.
Yes, have
He
it.
hasn't said anything.
Yeah, he did.
Did he? Okay.
We hear it, yeah.
First to go. Jen, am I correct? The ayes have it? Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jen,
Thank you.
thank you.
thank you.
All right, good luck.
Okay, next up is 309, 311 Union Street.
Good morning. All right.
Okay. I know you guys sent that, right?
Yeah. It's attached to basically a continuation of what we've been sending.
Okay. Was that,
The reasons,
Here it is.
There you go.
Mhm. Okay,
Alright, so basically, we went through all the designs last time, and a couple of items that you asked were about the setbacks of the front porch, creating more green space, in the front, and also adding more windows on the east side. So basically, I had the architect pull out a lot of the roof line, the gutters, everything else, to show a little bit clearer what was going on, and make them verify that we're gonna be 4 foot back from the property line. And that property line is also, from what I can gauge off the survey map, about 1.5 foot, 8 inches. So we're gonna be almost 6 feet off the sidewalk of green space to the front porch, which is pretty much right where the existing porch is, which I believe we agreed was sufficient. The other thing is that we added the windows to the side here. Hopefully breaking that up to make it, a little bit more cohesive to your liking.
Which is the new version, or am I looking at?
This is the new version. We originally had this one window here. We added a window opposite here.
Okay.
It's basically a den, study / bedroom, and this is, a window that is in the master now.
I understand. Thank you.
and this is the new facing, Union Street.
Was there any discussion on the scale of the porch, or did that get covered?
Yeah, we're all good.
We're all good? Okay.
It was more about the setback.
Yeah, the setback I remember well. And there was some question about I think the accuracy of the dimensions in the drawing, but
We can address
I
that,
think that's addressed.
yeah, the setback.
I think that was what we asked for.
So are you guys?
Is there a reason why the new side windows are not in the same style as all the other windows in the house?
Just because it's on the ground floor there, and the reason that I would put the windows there is to allow a little bit of light in. But being that we're, I don't know, 7 feet off the next neighbor's house, it's not like we're looking for a view. That was the only reason for that.
One of those
Put
kitchen
that a
windows.
little bit more.
No, actually, the kitchen is right here. And this is actually a living area, and wanted to provide a place to put some furniture on there because the back wall is covered with the doors. It's just also trying to create some wall space for furniture and just practicality.
Can you see that, Miranda?
And those are actually functioning windows, they're awnings, so they would open up to allow some air in.
Is it appropriate? Can I say something? I don't know. I can't read the room. I can't see the room at all.
Good, good. We're still.
It just
we're
don't-
still-
I'm so sorry. And if this is premature, I'm just gonna say about the windows, and I know it was I who brought them up. I don't think that like a single upper story window and that small awning window it is gonna negate the enormity of that wall. So, maybe if there was, I don't want to get into designing because that's not our role, but like maybe there should be a few more of those 2/2s. Like even if there was just one 2/2 at the corner and another one right below it, it would mirror what I recall of the neighboring buildings that have similar similar things. Even if it, so I don't think that small little window is on the first floor is really what we want to try to accomplish here.
So just so I understand what you're saying, John. If you could go back to that, some of you can. Basically, if we could get, trying to think how that would work with the layout. If I eliminated these two windows here and put basically two windows on top of one another towards the porch, which actually would be closer to Union Street, you feel that that's a little bit more.
I would think it's
keeping-
closer. I would think it's closer. I think this actually, that type of window on the first floor isn't what we would see in a, and I know we're not trying to replicate a historic house per se, but that's not the kind of window you would see on the first floor. So I think if you took a 2/2 and put one above another right on that corner, and even were you feeling adventurous, 2/2s, one on the top, two on the top floor, two on the bottom, on both sides. When you're walking up Union Street and you see the house, it's going to look more normal, less suburban.
Yeah, I agree with John. I think that the risk in general, because we're replacing, sorry, I should probably speak louder. The risk in general, because we're replacing the house, is that the devil's in the details. And, you know, like how much any of the trim is pronounced off the windows, all of that is like, if it's flat, it'll read extra suburban. If it's, you know, punctuated, it will be like it fits within the context. And I think those windows do immediately suggest a suburban context, which dumbs down the rest of what you've done within this context. So I think John's onto something.
Where, say again, how many windows and where, so?
Well,
I
John was
get the
saying
idea.
two,
Two on the
like,
right?
I just agree that the 2/2 was gonna feel contextual in a way that those rectangular windows do feel suburban. And that's what we'd like to protect. That's from feeling like.
What if we left it the way it was and we just made those awning windows 2/2? Because we have a layout that we're trying to work with. I don't want the windows to dictate a complete design on the interior of the house.
Yeah.
Those locations fit with our layout.
Okay,
And
listen.
I know you're not trying to get into design, but we have to consider that.
Well, I think that one of the things is that to me feels a little disjointed. I mean, I think you've done a hell of a job, right? Like it's an interesting task that we've been confronted with and that we've been confronted with. And I think part of where Historic Preservation Commission is looking at the texture and the house you're replacing had more asymmetry. This is completely symmetrical. And I feel like that may be something that you could do is address the asymmetry on those side walls. And they don't have to be exactly the same on both, but it would at least give some eccentricity. Right now, everything feels so like a condo, you know, but elevated, but you
I
know.
hear you.
Good.
Sorry.
Sorry, could you go to the screen and point, because I lost the theory.
Are you saying that 4 windows would be better? Is that what I'm hearing you?
You show us what you are.
That's what I'm hearing John saying. I'm hearing you agree with him.
I agree that the smaller rectangular windows feel off for the context of this house.
What would make it feel right?
I think the 2/2 would feel better for sure.
Okay. So
Or even,
back to my question, if I made those 2/2, and then I didn't feel like you were in agreement with that, that's not just what we're looking for here. You're looking for more.
So you're saying that you're considering turning those two awning windows?
If that's all it is, I mean, we're looking at a neighbor's house. I'm just trying to be smart about it, but I understand what you're saying. If it's a matter of just making that 2/2, that's an easy fix. We can do that. It doesn't change the layout at all. But if you're having me start adding more windows and moving windows, then now it's getting into a little bit more involved.
All right, let's start with that and see what's happening. So the small windows now.
So we got
two over
2/2.
Okay,
Leave that to where it is. Now we have 3 2/2s on the side, which is very common. and these types of houses.
And they're asymmetrical.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that works. That would work fine for me.
Yes, better.
Yes.
Or better.
That's fine.
If you can do that, just, get that down, we can, still move forward.
Yeah, that's,
And have you submit a revision on that as a contingency for the C of A.
sure,
So it doesn't have to, stop the process.
for
I
sure.
just want to be sure we're in agreement. Cool.
Yes.
So, and the other issue was the setback and the green space in the front.
think we addressed.
Which is yeah, that should be a little over 5 feet, which actually I think you said that that's kind of where yours is.
To be clear, you're asking for 2 over 2 windows of the same size as the windows on the front. Right?
It's on the side. Is
On the
that,
side.
it's a good point. I think that should work. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Ladies and gents, we come a long way. Is there a motion to find the application complete? And I understand there's a contingency on the windows as discussed. Paul? And Miranda, all in favor?
Aye.
John, are you in? Any opposed?
I'm not.
This is on-
I'm gonna wait to see for those that window. If it's just one window where that little awning window is downstairs and one above, I doubt it's gonna work. But I'm only one vote.
It's windows.
Oh, they're gonna be one above another. I'm sorry. It's hard to do this by Zoom, truthfully.
They're
So-
replacing awning windows with 2
They're
over 2.
replacing the lower windows with 2 larger windows, the same size as on the front of the house,
Mhm.
on the lower floor, and the upper floor stays the same.
This is on the side of the house where there's only 7 feet between the 2 houses, so if you're walking along Union Street, you'll see a window that's similar to the windows on the front of the house. I
You
don't
see
think.
a window, but I think we looked at the neighbor and there's one above another. I can't recall perfectly, but I think it's strange to just have one on the lower floor and not have one above it.
I understand.
No, there's just one. You're right. Okay, maybe it's that I misremember that. So it mirrors that. In that case, fine. That's great. It mirrors that for me, and that's good enough.
Yeah. We were, in process of, and John, you can come back in when we vote on the C of A, but I just want to close the vote. Is the application complete or not? And
Yes.
get that.
We said yes.
Good. Okay. Second step. Are we asking the city attorney to prepare a C of A for what's being presented with a contingency understood to be reflected in that C of A? And, obviously with the demo, because none of this goes forward otherwise. And that was something we agreed that we would support would happen if we had an approved plan in the last meeting. So, motion to request the city attorney to prepare a C of A.
I have a question, sorry, Phil. I don't know if you're taking from the audience prior to voting on the contingency of the demo, if there will be a public hearing before the demo.
We already had a public hearing.
Contingent upon I believe, the approval of the design.
That's right, and we're in the process of.
And I,
seeing if we approve
my
the
hands
design.
are up with an argument from a number of members of the community, if you will take that prior to voting.
I don't think so.
Okay.
This is,
Hold on, Lloyd, please.
sorry,
Lloyd, please, hold on.
this is not a public hearing.
I understand that. Would you be entertaining any comments from the community with concerns before pushing forward with allowing the demolition without hearing any of the data from?
We have heard a lot of information. This is not a public hearing.
I understand that.
And, I want the commissioners to concentrate on their vote. They are pretty much as aware as you are that there's some controversy. But we have to focus, and I'm not taking public comment.
Understood, but they're moving forward with the data you're being presented with. It's a false narrative.
In your opinion,
In my opinion, and a number of other builders in town who have done exactly this before. There's nothing atypical about this basement. $500,000 is a charade.
We're not necessarily voting on just that. If you remember, there's also an engineering report
Correct, and I'm speaking to
And there was
that
a-
engineer report.
and there was a review from, code enforcement. The engineering report was pretty clear. I'm not doing this. We're in the middle of
Okay.
it. Thank you.
That's fair. I just want you to know the precedent you're setting with this cookie cutter Walmart design that is found at 213 State Street is overinflated by on every means, is not built for quality of life. This is built for profit.
I appreciate that. Thank
Don't you think, I mean, Phil, let's just step back. Like, why do we need to, why can't we have a public hearing on the design? Right? Like, we've given our input. No, we get it.
On
We
the
get
sub-
a public hearing on wasn't that on on the demo itself? Did people comment on this building?
Thing, as I recall. Guys, we're in the middle of a vote. I'm not doing this.
You could table it.
I'm not gonna table it. I want to vote, see where we're at.
Okay.
We found the application complete, am I correct?
You did, yes.
Good. May I have a motion?
But I have, motion to request preparation, actually, I don't know if there's a vote on that. Oh, you have a motion to request preparation of CA on the table.
That's correct. I'd like to continue with that vote. Let's do roll call.
Well, you don't have a motion.
I made a motion.
Okay, you made the motion. Okay, so Phil,
You? I'm thinking about it.
I mean, I'm voting no to waiving a public hearing.
Well, the motion would include waiving public hearing, so you're voting no on the
Right.
motion.
So I'm not voting for that. I'm voting nay to that.
Trying to do a roll call, Jim. I'll get to you.
Okay.
When we actually vote a public hearing, is that what we're talking
Yeah, it's our usual motion going forward. We have had a public hearing on this project. The motion is to waive a public hearing, another public hearing, and request the city attorney to prepare a C of A. It's our standard motion.
Aye.
Aye. Miranda?
Want to come back to Miranda?
Yeah.
Go back to Kara? Sorry, Paul. I wasn't intentional with that. What? I usually do better.
I don't know how we would do it if in the other motion with the demolition, we already approved construction. I don't think it would hurt if we could have a public hearing on the new construction.
I don't think
I don't know.
it'll
I
roll
think
that way.
something-
If we have a public hearing, people are gonna raise whatever they wanna raise.
Well, but still it allows them the opportunity to raise what they're.
We're discussing design.
We've done the design part of this and the demo part of it in a public hearing and 3, I think, HPC meetings. What are we not understanding about the project? I know that there are folks who are gonna oppose this. We knew that going in. Well, we gave these folks every reason to believe that we would do fair consideration of what they were doing. They responded to every request that we've made. We agreed in a prior meeting on the facts of the matter, which is the engineering report. Forget the dollars. This is not a hardship case. We agreed with the engineering report that there was a good probability that this building was not fixable. And that was pretty much confirmed by code. So what are we missing? Anyway, can we continue to vote? I think, Paul?
Again, my opinion would be to hold off and have a public hearing and let the public voice their opinions on what we think we've all agreed to today.
Okay, so
Which has subtle differences from
I understand.
what was a part of that?
You're an A.
Yes.
Okay, I make a comment?
No.
If, just a question. I agree with Phil that we can't, if we open it up to a public hearing, the issue on the table is partially the design, but the major issue coming from the public is the demolition question. Is that off the table? We've
Yeah,
already
yeah.
decided.
We agreed and voted that if we found an approved design, we would support the demo.
I mean, I am persuaded by the idea that this should be presented to the public again, because it was, to me, listening, that we broke apart what was supposed to be one vote when, during the public hearing, and we agreed on the demolition, but we needed Keith to come back with what the design was. And I feel like this gentleman who's voiced concern, I think we all share similar concerns about making sure that the quality of the house is great, right? So that it kind of matches the historic context. And if that hearing brings up some suggestions that could elevate it, because I think everything he's done makes sense, but I still look at it and worry, listen to Mr. Our friend said, that it's generic. And I feel like there's some nuance that could get, well, remove my feelings about it. I just think it's what we said to the public. I think what we said.
We're talking about the demolition. That's like 90% of what we already voted on.
Yeah.
So we're going back to the voting.
No. I would just say that the demolition was clear,
Yeah.
that we agreed on that 100%. So to me, though, what was separated was
The new design.
the new design, and they were connected, like legally. It was like, you have to show us the new design to demolish.
Right.
And we didn't have the new design,
Right.
but we, to accommodate him.
And we're seeking to avoid a dead building.
Yeah, and I just think that it's a matter of public interest, and the design. I'm not willing to hang my hat on the fact that it's gonna look, like, we should have, open it up to the public, have that conversation.
And it is true that we were voting on the demolition contingent on the design.
Right.
So if there's,
So they have
Any
nothing to
concern?
forward with. Okay, keep on going again.
if there's concern from the community and within the commission itself, I think it leaves us no option but
How,
have a.
how much of a gauntlet do we put an applicant through?
Yeah.
I think that's a legitimate question. We exist because there's a public interest. We held a public hearing because there was public interest. We reviewed this design 3 times in an open meeting because there's a public interest in what goes up. Is there a legitimate end to the process from the applicant's point of view?
Well, that's what I was saying. I wasn't finished with my thought. I'm saying that there is a legitimate interest from the public, contingency of taking down the house based on the
Replacement.
Did that?
we did it. The other part of it is that we're not designers, we're not here to design. People are entitled to build houses. It's certainly by no means ugly project. We're kind of getting down to, materials and, which we've yet to really discuss in full. So, it's a fine line, like, we're not gonna say, okay, you gotta do this porch light and this porch and this, and I don't know. That's not what we're here for. So,
Also wonder, it's generally our job to approve or not approve a design. I don't think it's really the job of the public to say, well, I'd like it better if there was a window over here or something like that. I mean,
so I think they were getting into
I think
practically speaking,
Yeah.
if we open it up to a public hearing, the real issue is going to be demolition. No matter how, and if we believe that we voted on demolition and we're not going to take that up again,
Yes.
then I don't think we should have a public.
So can you confirm when you published the public hearing notice the first time around, it included both the demolition and the rebuild?
It did not.
Yes.
Jen?
I don't know, but I'll find out.
Because I think that's.
I don't believe it include, I'm sorry to interrupt. It did not include the rebuild. Right? So we said we said that the public hearing, that the demolition was approved contingent on our approval of the rebuild, which is what we're doing right now.
Let's check two things. What was posted, also, what do you have in the minutes, Jen? Which should be our North Star in defining what was discussed and what was agreed.
Okay, the minutes, from. Let me just see, public hearing. This is 309. The way we left it was.
They didn't vote at this meeting, they voted at the next meeting, but
Oh,
can
okay.
you just see how you had it on the agenda posted? What did the top say that the public hearing was on?
On this,
Yeah,
the minutes?
well, sure, like,
Or what was posted on the city website, whatever I think it was just a public hearing on the
minutes
project.
say public hearing to demolish, so I just want to know how we noticed it.
Okay, I'm just trying to find the public hearing notice. Sorry. Victoria, what agenda?
The public hearing was in February,
Right, okay.
so it would have been prior to that.
Demolition, new construction. Yeah. I know that I do have the public hearing docs, I just. Oh, sorry, guys,
They were asking to find something off the cuff that we weren't expecting.
Should we come back to it? What else we got to cover? We can come back to this discussion, we have to.
Yeah, we could, Phil, can I just say one thing? And it's really in response to what you said about the process. And I do sympathize with the applicant and the owner. But this isn't something that we want to rush, right? And if we can get feedback that's useful to us and to the owner about the project from neighbors, from the town, and incorporate it into coming out with a better outcome, it's worth another session.
okay, here's the public hearing notice.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
309, 311, Union Street for a proposed demo of the existing buildings and new construction.
Okay, so, thank you for that.
Okay. You talking more, or you want to go back to voting? I think that there has to be some limit in the code or in practice where, we don't, simply put people through an unlimited gauntlet of opinion. We are not bound by public opinion. The public hearing is really useful for a bunch of reasons. There are very smart, informed people in Hudson who have something to offer, for sure. There have been instances where the public brought us information that we might not have had, or a piece of research, or a bit of history about the property, or an architectural observation. Absolutely true. This is new construction. It is not quote unquote a 19th century house. There are a lot of ways to do new construction. If Kara and I had our way, we probably would be looking at something ultra modern in stainless steel with a swoop on the top. You know that can be true. But Kara and I do not have our way. The public hearing is not here to design the house, nor are we. All of our deliberations are, is it appropriate? Right? And does it meet code? I believe there is no argument that is persuasive that this design is inappropriate. If there are people who think from the public that they are better architects, or they have another idea and so on, that's great, but so what? How long does that go on? In brief, there's nothing in the code that says the applicant is required to meet a quorum of community folks in their view of what constitutes good architecture. It just says the commission will decide, is it appropriate? Can it coexist in the neighborhood, et cetera? So I think we're going off the ranch, putting this through the cycle again, but it's your all calls on one vote. I think it's a bad use of public hearings. It is not a plebiscite. We are not, if it is, then we should do a full count of 6,000 residents and see what they think.
That's a good point.
I think you changed my mind.
I would like to recommence a roll call vote on requesting the city attorney to prepare a C of A. And that C of A, as we voted on in a prior meeting, will include demo and the new construction with window modification that the applicant just agreed to.
With
And
all that's been taken,
go ahead.
with all that's been taken into account, and there's valid points on both sides. I vote aye.
I vote aye.
I vote aye.
Aye.
I,
John?
I'll be the dissenting nay. I think that it's that the risk of having new construction that isn't as vetted as possible is a great risk. It's a great risk to this beautiful block. It's a great risk to our collective patrimony, which this is part of. And we'll see. So that's with that long explanation, I vote nay.
Thank you very much, John. The ayes have it. You're approved, dude.
Thank you.
What's up?
I have, someone with a hand raised.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I
Okay.
recognized?
No, you're not.
I am
It's
not,
a public.
I'm
That's
not
correct.
recognized. I know, I realize that this is not
It's
a
a-
public
yeah.
hearing. I would
That's
like
fine.
to be able to
It's
make
not
a
a public
comment.
hearing.
I know, but you're not forbidden from allowing the public to speak, regardless of whether or not it's a public hearing.
Yeah.
You've been very generous in the
I'm
past in
sorry, I'm
allowing
asking
public
you not
comment.
to speak.
As a
We're
member
in
of
the
the,
middle of
as a member of the
deliberating
public who has been in, the public has been invoked in the course of
I'm
this
asking you
discussion.
not to speak.
You're asking me not to speak?
That's correct.
Okay,
I didn't recognize
I
you.
object to this procedure.
Take it to, whomever you want to. Next case.
Okay, the last continuation is 30 Union Street. Is there someone online or in person to speak for 30 Union Street? I think this is the third continuation we've had. 30 Union Street is the
No show again?
no show.
And confirm if the sign folks aren't here, 612.
Is anyone here to speak for 612 Warren Street? 612 Warren Street? Okay. That is our meeting.
Good. Motion to adjourn? All in favor? And we are
Oh, wait.
adjourned.
Chairman, can I,
We
there's
just-
one, all right.
Okay.